This is the Real Grand Podcast. Welcome home. All right, guys. Well, welcome back. It is another week on the show. My name is Sam, as I don't always say at the very beginning, but I need to get better at that. But the reason I don't talk about myself, because this is the Valley's show. This is the Real Grand Podcast. And with us today is Mr. Alex Velasco, co-founder of Fork to Fit Kitchen out of McAllen. So thanks for being with us, man.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate that. And of course, Fork to Fit, there's 5 locations, as we just talked about a little while ago. It's very, very visible in the community, so I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it. It's the eatery place with a dumbbell, or you have like a...
We have a dumbbell and a fork on there.
Right, that's like the logo. So we're excited to talk to you because we want to hear all about this place, man. And it's like we were talking about off mic. You know, you see an establishment, but it's not just it's not just the walls and the roof. There's a story behind it, right? And we wanted to hear about that. But before we get into Fork to Fit and what you're doing with the business, let's talk about you. So tell us about yourself for all of our listeners that haven't gotten to meet you, that haven't gotten to experience the whole Fork to Fit experience, right? Tell us about who Alex Velasco is. Tell us about yourself.
I'm 33 years old. I would say I have quite a bit of experience. I think life is all about how much you do in your lifetime period than how much how many years old you are.
True.
So I've done a lot in my life, born and raised here in McAllen, Texas.
Ever moved out? You've been here?
No. Never.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I've traveled a lot and just traveled throughout the country, and recently just outside of the country. So yeah.
Oh yeah, where'd you go, man?
Europe. Yeah.
Nice, man.
So it was really nice to go see Spain and Italy.
Was that the first time you went out there?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Okay. What was the motivation to head to Spain and Italy?
Seeing the world from a different perspective, a different side of the world. So going to Europe, I think that was really cool to see like different cultures, understand human beings over there, see how they see life, talk to the natives. It was really cool to see how they live.
Did you have a guide or did you just go on your own?
No, we just went on our own.
Yeah? Okay. Did you ever get lost at all or anything? Like lost in language or translation or anything like that? No, you all right?
It's like Spanish. So if you know Spanish, I think you can get away over there in Spain mainly. In Italy, it's a little bit more difficult to understand. So,
yeah, with the accent and everything, right?
Yeah. So
how long were you out there, man?
About a week.
Okay. So
yeah,
enough time to get a taste of the area, the culture.
Yeah, about 10 days.
Okay. Do you consider yourself a traveler?
No.
Okay, that was fast. Yeah.
No.
Well, that's cool. Then that means it must have really been like a big experience, like something different.
In a way. But yeah, so that was fun. I've traveled a lot throughout the United States as well.
Okay.
I just don't consider myself a traveler. I think a traveler, I don't even know what you would consider a traveler.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah. No, I get you. I mean, you're born and raised in here. You spent your whole life here in the Valley, right? So this is home.
Right.
This is home. And I know you mentioned, so before you got into Fork to Fit, you were doing personal training. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Are you still doing that?
No, not anymore. So I started personal training when I was about 23 when I started personal training. I tapped into my fitness journey when I was 21 and then started personal training about like 2 years after, picked it up and really dove into it when I was about 26, 27 years old.
So you did it for a good while.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
and that was here at McAllen as well?
Yes. Yeah. It was an old gym. It was called the Gym at Uptown. It's no longer around, but on one of the main roads here in McAllen, it was a well-recognized gym. So
that's where it all got started, huh?
Yeah. That's where I did most of my fitness journey. Like, that's a gym that I kind of was able to build my body and hit my goals, and really changed a lot for me. So the gym itself.
So how what difference did you see in yourself, like from 21 starting and then 23 becoming a personal trainer? Like what was what was in that statement that you said it did a lot for me?
Fitness in general did a lot for me. So just finding fitness really changed like the way I viewed life. It made me a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more motivated, something to wake up to, goals, aspirations, discipline, right? Like a lot came along with it. Just I guess having a goal and hitting that goal, it motivated me in so many ways, like in the gym, but outside of the gym as well, because it made me view life like, hey, if I have a goal, it's possible. Like anything that I set my mind to, it's possible. So the gym showed that progress, and I saw results from it, and I hit the goals that I wanted to hit. And that made me understand that pretty much anything in this life, if you set your goals, you can make it happen. Like, and anything that you can dream of, you can make it happen. And you can really, I think that's what really changed my mindset was fitness, right? So, which is why fitness changed my mind. So yeah.
So it gave you a better mindset to work out, but it changed your mindset in general. Like your whole life.
My whole life.
Okay.
My whole life. And I wanted to start personal training because I wanted others to feel that. And I started personal training for that reason. I said, okay, well, how can I help others feel the same way? It made me more confident in the individual I am now today. I have goals. I can reach them. I can make anything in my life possible. I'm going to be, so my goal is like, okay, well, I'm going to personal train and change lives. And that's what I did. So I started personal training, and I wanted that for others, and I wanted them to view life the same way. So I wanted them to progress in the gym so they could see that motivation, or they can feel that motivation. They can feel the confidence. They can feel the discipline, everything that comes along with fitness. It was a lot harder than that to kind of do that for
someone else, right?
Yeah, someone else. But it was always trying to understand their lives and their mindset and like the way they perceive life, totally different than you, right? So I had to understand that from others and try to see how I can help them view it in a way where they can view life like more confident, more disciplined, with their goals and their aspirations, feel a little bit more motivated. I think with that, like it changes your whole mindset of like being happy and healthier in this life, right? Like, but most importantly, happy in this life. Like we've seen a lot of like mental, I mean, there's a lot of people are talking about like mental wellness now, right?
It's a buzzword.
Yeah, right. So, and it really is a thing. It's a overall, it's a thing that you need to like kind of understand with your whole life. Like you want to be happy and you want to be healthy throughout this whole lifetime, right? Like you have a long life here on earth. I think you should be happy, right?
Might as well, right? You're already here.
Yeah. So how can we make you more happy in this life? And I think it's you have to wake up with like something that inspires you to wake up every day. It might be a family and whatnot. So I think it's just a matter of like setting goals and making them happen. And with fitness though, it made me more confident like as an individual. And as I would train others, I would see others like kind of just feel a little bit like there was a lot of physical aspects they didn't like about themselves. And they would open up to me and they would tell me what they didn't like about themselves. And it was a lot of like low self-esteem. And I wanted to kind of change that. So it's like, okay, well, how do I make this individual feel a little bit more confident about themselves so they can have goals and aspirations and reach those goals? And so that's why I dove into personal training. It was more of like, I want to make people feel better about themselves or happier or healthier, more confident. So I've always had the need to like want to serve people since I was young. And I think I just got that from like my parents. And so like just being kind to others, you know, and being there for others. So when I was young, when I was going to college, I was going for a biology degree and trying to go into dentistry because I said, hey, well, I can make people feel happier with a happier smile, right? Like make their teeth pretty. So it always had to do with like serving people, right? So till this day, that's what I do with Fork to Fit. And right now, what we're on a mission to do is revolutionize the way people eat. And so we're trying to teach people how to eat well-balanced, macro-balanced meals, right? So well-portioned meals that are really macro-balanced that will help them feel like happier and healthier. Well, healthier than happier, right?
As a byproduct, right? Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what we're on a mission to do with the whole fast food industry. We all know that a lot of fast food is like a lot of processed foods, high calorie foods. It's not well portioned. So you're training human beings to eat this certain way. And how long is this going to go on for? Right. And until we see a decline in human beings. I mean, right now, nobody's wanting to have kids. Like some people are, and I'm glad they are, but like, some people don't want to have kids. They're not happy with life. They're feeling some type of way where it's on a decline, and I really believe that it has a lot to do with like the fast food industry because it's making humans feel unhealthier. It's making them feel less confident about like their physical body, right? And then with that comes health issues, right? So if we revolutionize the way people eat, right, we will fix the confidence that the individual have, right, and the happiness. They'll be a little bit more physically fit, and they'll feel better about themselves. So, not only that, but they won't have as much health issues, right? So we're changing a lot of things just through food, and it's a really holistic approach, and I really believe that if we can change the way people eat fast food, I think that's going to cause a real global change.
I think I just realized something because you're talking a lot about the impact that fast food has on us. And I mean, that's undeniable. There's studies that show, you know, McDonald's is, it's an unsustainable way to live, right? You can't live like that forever. But I just realized the way that Fork to Fit works, it's a lot of like meal prep foods, right? Like you go in, there's a cooler or like fridges and you take out your meal. Was that your way of attacking our way of making quick meals like through the drive-through, giving them the opportunity to still do that, where they can still make a quick choice and not have to sit down at a restaurant? Like, was that part of that was like intentional?
Right.
So like they're not even cutting down the time. Like it's as fast as going to the drive-through, but it's a healthier option.
Exactly.
I just thought about that right now. That's what you did then.
It's all a part of the vision. Yeah.
Okay. So, and that's the way that you go at it, right? So like you're not even, people don't necessarily even have to change the habit. They just have to change the location of where they're getting their food from.
Right. Or
that's
just
pretty genius, man.
Just change the way they need to eat, right? So we need to slowly adapt human beings to eat a certain way, correct? So like how do we do that? Well, we have to portion it well. We have to cut out all the bad ingredients. We have to use better ingredients.
Real food, right?
We have to use real food.
Literally.
Things that are going to make them feel happier and healthier. But we understand that human beings don't adapt overnight. And fast food, it tastes really good. Like I see Taco Bell all the time.
And it's easy.
And it's easy. And it's cheap. So
it's always there.
And it's always there, right? So you can do that over time. You can eat that way over time, over and over again, but you're going to see a decline in your physical health. And then that's going to take a toll on your mental health because you're not going to feel as confident anymore because you're hurting from your physical health. So it has a lot to do with that. So how do we adapt human beings to eat a certain way slowly, right? Because humans just don't change overnight. So we can portion well portioned meals, a good macro balance, and we can use better ingredients. But how do we make it quick, right? Because we live in this day and age where everyone's just like working, right? We're just taught to work. Like everyone's just working day after day. So how do we make it super convenient for the user to be able to so we can make our mission happen, right? So that comes meal prep, right? So
you're meeting us in the middle, basically.
Right. So I'm cooking it for you, and we're portioning it for you, and we're making sure that it's a good macro balance. We're using better ingredients than fast food, and it's ready to eat. So that's why you can literally just stop by one of the Fork to Fits, and you can go grab a meal from our fridges and heat it up in 2 minutes, and you can consume it
just as fast. Yeah.
Just as fast as fast food. So this is what we're doing with Fork to Fit's mission.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, not to backtrack, but just to get a good understanding of what you're doing. Why? Because you were doing personal training for some years, is what it sounded like. You got well into it. You got well established. You had your clientele. Why the transition to food? Because it sounds like you were trying to tackle the same thing, right? The food and the personal training was the same end goal. But why did you decide that food was going to be your focus?
Well, that's pretty easy to answer because I don't know if I mentioned, but it was kind of hard to do that for the human beings that I was trying to personal train, right? And the reason why I say it was hard to do that was because humans tend to make a lot of excuses for themselves, and they'll make excuses like, oh, I can't wake up early enough, or like, and that's just like I can't wake up early enough, when truly you can wake up early enough. You're just saying that, and then you're doing that. So just like wake up early, right?
Okay.
Wake up early enough to go and cook your breakfast and have a well breakfast meal, and then wake up early enough or sleep later and make your lunch and dinner meal a healthy meal, right? But a lot of people have these excuses like where I can't because I have kids and I have work and I don't have the time, and so many excuses that they make for themselves that you can't just tell a person like, hey, you're making an excuse. And that person is just not going to respond well to that. They're not going, they're going to, they have a different mindset than you. So because of that, like, it's really hard to say like, hey, like, you need to keep up with your meal plan. You're not drinking enough water. You're not doing what I told you to do. So that way we can see these results in the gym. And it was just a lot of excuses. And I said, well, okay, I can fight these excuses and tell them they're just excuses, but they're still not going to do that thing. They're like still not going to eat correctly. They're like I'm telling them to. They're still not going to drink their water. They're still not going to do this. And why is that? And it comes back down to like the excuses of like, I don't have enough time. I just don't have enough time. I don't want to do it. I don't want, like, there's just a lot of excuses. So how do we like combat that, right? Like if they're not keeping up with their food, they're not drinking enough water, they're coming in to physically train with me, but I can't change the other two because I'm not physically there. Mm-hmm. Like I cannot physically wake up for them and cook for them and whatnot. Mm. So how can we like do it in another way? So
that reaches deeper, right? That goes further.
Yeah. So offer them meal prep. So now they have a meal prep and they have plenty of time now. And
eliminates a couple of excuses like with one meal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm not having to combat them and tell them like, hey, you're just making an excuse. And they're like, no, I'm not making an excuse. Yeah. I just don't have enough time. So it's like, okay, well,
I'll make the food for you.
I'll make the food for you.
Wow.
Now what?
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool, man. Like you can see like the true depth of how much you really wanted to help somebody make a change.
Yeah.
Like you went out of your way and you put the weights down. Like, all right, fine, let me jump in the kitchen and make that taco for you, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So,
Wow.
so I have a business partner who understood my mindset. And I met him back in 2016. He had come down from college from UTSA, and his grandparents had just passed. And he had come into the gym, and I said, "Hey, you want to personal train?" So I started personal training him. We became good friends, and then he helped me co-found Fort to Fit. So,
Wow.
because he understood the vision, he understood everything that kind of like what I'm telling you now, he understood. And he was like, yeah, I think this is going to solve a lot of issues. Like, let's do it. Like, I really think this is going to be successful. So we started Fort to Fit, in that local gym with just a fridge. Right. And,
Where was it, man? Oh, they're at that place.
yeah, at the gym at
So
Uptown.
Fork to Fit was born at the gym at Uptown.
Yeah, it was.
Man, that place is like your origin story, man.
Yeah,
Like
that's
if
why
there
I
was
said
a comic book about you, that's where you started.
That's what I guess that's why I'm saying, it completely changed my life. Right. So I asked the owner at the time, could I rent a space for like $200? And he said, yes, like go for it. So then we bought a merchandiser fridge, a 2-door merchandiser fridge. We put it in there and we started selling meals out of the fridge. And we got to learn the customers. And the way we cooked our meals was actually, we had a local restaurant at the time help us out in cooking the food. And that's what we did. And we would have them cook the food. We would tell them exactly how we wanted them to cook it and what the menu would look like. And we had them cook it and we would sell it. At the time, it wasn't, that's not really allowed, but we were able to start that way. Mm-hmm. And because I had little to no time to cook for people and put it in a fridge, I just had no time because I was personal training. I was getting a biology degree. And I was working about 2 jobs, and I was doing organic chemistry research at university. And it was so much. And then I had my personal goals, right? My personal goals were to get a IFBB pro card in physique bodybuilding. And once we started Fort to Fit, that all changed because I said an IFBB pro card is cool, but serving a lot of people is better. So, and making this actually happen is better. And this is my new goal. So, I want to go full throttle on it. And
you did.
We did, and we decided to open up a storefront, and we built that out ourselves. And
how did that go, man? Voting up. I mean, you had no experience in this, right?
Well, I did actually. I've lived a lot of life, and when I say I lived a lot of life, I've lived a lot of experiences in my life. I've never been the type of guy to just stay still and do the same thing over and over again. I can't play a video game over and over and over again. I just not that type of person. So when I was like 16, my dad would have me do demo work at the construction sites that he was building. Okay. He was a construction builder. He was very successful in residential and then moved on to commercial. And I was able to build for not to build, to go and work for him in his like construction jobs. So he had me do some demo work when I was younger. Also, when I would misbehave and misbehave in the way of like coming home late and just not following the rules. Punishment? Yeah, he was like, okay, now you're gonna go and do demo work at the construction site. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go work with these other individuals that are like 30, 40 years old and get to like
learn something.
Yeah, get to interact with them. get to break concrete walls, learn what asphalt was, and break through the asphalt.
It's like a dream for like a teenage boy, man. Like
yeah,
a 16-year-old guy. Like, come on.
like you're just like learning all these new things, and then learning the business world and all that. So I got to consume all of that when I was younger. So when we started the store, I was like, okay, well, let's just demo the tile ourselves. Like, we'll save a good $200 on labor. So we went to go rent a little chisel, and we started breaking it was like one of those,
jackhammer?
Yeah, it's something like that. And we broke the tile, and then we would, trench for the plumbing. Right. And
yourselves?
Yeah. Well, we tried to, and then we were like, you know what? We need to, because our loan was processing, right?
Business loan. Yeah.
Yeah. A business loan. And we were able to get it. And then we had a general contractor come in, which was, a good friend of ours who also still builds our fork to fits, today.
Oh, nice, man.
And he came in and helped us with a bunch of subs.
He's like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, well, we were in talks with him before, and I said, we're just going to break the tile for you, and then you can come in and come in with the subcontractors and build the rest. So that's what we did. And we were able to open up the store in June 2018.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
First one. Which location is this?
This is the original location is on North 10th.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's still there?
Yeah, it's still there. Okay. Yeah, it's still 1,100 square feet. Our smallest location, but it's our bread and butter. Like, that's what kind of gave us life.
Yeah, man. That's where the story's at, right?
Yeah. So now we're at 5 locations, and we're building out 5 more. Our 6th one opens up next week.
Okay, 5 locations in 5 years. Mm-hmm. Okay, how did that happen?
Well, I mean, we obviously know from the backstory that I kind of gave you, people had a lot of excuses for themselves, right? And it was always like, I want to eat healthier, but I can't because of X, Y, and Z. There was nothing like in the fast food world that was healthy, right? And well portioned and affordable, and Fork to Fit's that. And it's a proven, I would say it's proven that people really needed this.
Yeah, it was a huge need.
Right.
That's why it blew up.
And that's why it blew up. And that's why people depend on Fork to Fit. Like, there's a lot of people that depend on Fork to Fit because we are a part of their lifestyle now. Because we can just take that time away from them having to go home, get their kids together, go to the grocery store, buy groceries, come back, and try to cook healthy food for themselves and their kids, or just themselves, and work and have, gym time and like have a social life. We're solving a lot of problems with Fork to Fit. So, I think that's why it was just a huge success. And that's why we're able to have 5 stores in 5 years. And also it's just like, I think a lot of people, don't, I think we're lucky to have solved such a big problem, but I think other people, like in business, they tend to get distracted from like what it is that they're trying to do, like with their business. And some businesses just want to have a business to be like, I just want this one business and this makes me happy.
Pay the bills.
And that's great. That's super great. But like, if you really want to cause a change, like you really have to go full throttle, right? So like my mission with my business is, I want to cause a global change and disrupt the fast food industry for humanity. Like, and I want people to understand that. So how can I do that? Like, I need to move pretty quickly, right? Because I only have so much life. So if I want to do this, I need to do it pretty quickly. I need to be aggressive about it, and I need to really just move fast.
Okay, so let's dissect that a little bit more. You just said you want to disrupt the fast food industry. So your vision goes way, way beyond the valley.
Yeah.
Like this is like the goal here is universal for everyone,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
so this is a huge man. This is a lot more than just a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like you're changing lives everywhere. That's the goal.
Yeah. That's our goal. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Have you seen any of the impact with the customers and stuff? You get to hear stories?
Oh, it's beautiful, man.
Tell us about that, man. Like
it's
what have people told you as far as like the difference that it's made for them?
Yeah, I would say it's very rewarding to see and to hear when we get customers that come in and they'll say like, "Hey, I was able to lose like 50 pounds with Fork to Fit," or like someone the other day like stopped me at Fork to Fit and said like, "I'd like to do like a biography on you and like Fork to Fit, or just like a video on Fork to Fit, because like you guys have changed my life. I lost like over 75 pounds and like completely have changed lives here in the valley." And that in itself is like super just touching to me, like because we're actually doing what we said we're going to do. Like we're going to change lives for the better. And just seeing that is so rewarding. And I want to be able to do that throughout the United States, but I want to be able to like kind of just change the way people view fast food, right? So I think we can do that with Fork to Fit. So but it's been super rewarding, like just seeing people like completely change their lives and feel happier and healthier and more confident about themselves. And I'm just truly touched by all that, dude.
Man, yeah. I can probably speak for the whole valley. I mean, we probably had no idea that it was this deep. I mean, and what a place to start, right? Because I mean, you're thinking national, global. What a place to start in the valley with. I mean, we all know the health situation that we're in, right? We all know that the Hispanic food is not the best. So man, like you went for the jugular of the problem, basically, which is a good thing, right? Because I mean, if you can succeed in your mission here in the valley, man, imagine going to like bigger cities. So then like later on, am I going to go to Houston and go to Fork to Fit up there somewhere, like in Austin?
Yeah.
That's the goal, huh?
Yeah, you will.
Okay, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, you will.
And it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm very confident in that.
Do you, does that impact then like the meal choices? Like, cause do you do like mainly Hispanic food, or do you do a bunch of different kind of stuff?
Yeah. So, I mean, we're from the Valley. So like I love our food, to be honest. I went to Spain and Italy and it's great food. But I just think we do it better here. Like, I think we know how to spice our food and whatnot. So, I really like to keep that in our menu, right? And kind of showcase our Hispanic heritage in the menu. So, I'm really happy with our menu, and I think it'll bring a new taste throughout the states as we grow. And I think people will really love to enjoy our type of food.
That's cool, man.
So I'm really happy about it and proud of it. And I think our food tastes way better than other meal prep companies. I've tried others, and I've tried others that have done it on a nationwide basis.
Okay.
And like tried their food, and I think we do it better. So I would like to continue pushing our menu as we grow, but I will definitely adapt to different cultures within different communities.
Do you personally take part in, like, as the co-founder, like, nah, I don't like this flavor, like put some pepper in there? Do you do like the taste testing and all that?
I definitely do have that.
Yeah. Yeah. You get that chemistry to work. And
I guess as a co-founder of this company, I guess you have a lot to say with what goes on the menu and what ends up selling.
Yeah, a lot of taste testing and experimenting.
I love that part.
That's science, man.
Yeah.
You're in the lab doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And have you I know that I listened to some stuff that you were doing in the past, and you mentioned that Korean barbecue was your favorite. Is that still number one?
I think that's moved to like number 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
constant evolution, right? Things are
yeah.
changing.
Just I mean, you'll find like if you ever go shop at Fort Fit and have like a meal, you'll want that same meal over and over again until you get sick of it, and then you get another meal,
Oh
and then
yeah,
you do the same
we've all
thing,
been there.
and
Yeah.
and you do it over and over and over again. So we have like over 50 options. So it, it I'm still on like option number like 40 of doing
Oh,
a
okay.
repetition like that.
Yeah. So you're a fan just like everyone else.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
fan of our food. I think our food's great. But we are like getting ready to like change up the menu a little bit and offer a
Okay.
little bit more to the public. We like to study what people eat and offer them that. I mean, different variations of like that style of food.
Cool,
So,
man.
because again, at the end of the day, we're serving people and what they like, but we're doing it in a more holistic approach as far as like healing people.
Yeah, and that makes it easier because we don't even really have to make that big of a sacrifice. Like the food's still gonna taste great. Like it's not like you're gonna sacrifice your fast food for something that tastes like cardboard. There's that perception that healthy food has to like not taste as good,
Right.
but like that's a whole other aspect too. Like you're cutting down the excuses, and then like it's not even a sacrifice, right? Because I mean it's better for you anyway. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Is there like a fan favorite type deal, or is there any meals that you know that people just geared towards?
Yeah. You can take a wild guess, but
Is it like
and-
fajita or something?
no, it's chicken enchiladas.
Oh, okay. Like that makes sense, man.
So that is definitely our fan favorite. They are really good enchiladas. But like I explain it to a lot of people, you're getting chicken enchiladas with us, and people are like, how is that healthy? Like, right? And you always get these people that just view it in another perspective, which is totally fine. I get it. But chicken enchiladas, you're having 3 chicken enchiladas. You're not having 3 chicken enchiladas, rice, beans, and an extra corn tortilla.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're just well portioning it for you. We're teaching you how to eat correctly, so that way you can feel better. So
Yeah. And you're still eating enchiladas.
but yeah. So the chicken enchiladas those are pretty. Those are dope.
Yeah, when was the last time you had some yourself?
Probably last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
last week. Yeah.
It's like it's on the rotation.
Actually, I'm lying. I had it 3 days ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever have like your meals for like lunch and dinner like all the same day? Like well, you don't do breakfast though, right?
So yeah, I do breakfast.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I do breakfast. I do.
No, I mean like the business.
Yeah, we do breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do
Cool.
have breakfast. That's what's cool about Fort Fit. We serve breakfast all day, literally all day,
Oh, okay.
because it's already ready for you. So,
So do you ever
breakfast-
have breakfast, lunch, and dinner from Fork to Fit? Like-
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, on the daily, I've been eating Fort to Fit since I started it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every day.
Cool, man.
I don't think there's one day that I haven't eaten Fort to Fit.
Wow.
to be
dude.
honest.
Well, that speaks for itself, man.
Yeah,
That's
I mean-
good. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if I'm going to sell a product, I gotta really, really believe in the product, and I think.
So you know your menu like intimately.
Yeah, for sure. But so the chicken enchiladas are pretty good. I would say Korean barbecue is pretty good. There is another one that I really enjoy. It's called the spicy teriyaki bowl, and that's
Okay.
like in a little bowl, and it's actually a like marinated spicy seasoned chicken thigh with rice and veggies. Really good. Has some teriyaki on it. It's spicy teriyaki chicken bowl. Yeah. Something.
Okay. Well, I think my brother wanted me to ask you that because he's gonna go and after this for lunch, so he's probably trying to like ask for pointers.
Yeah.
We got Derek behind the camera over here, and he's like taking notes, I guess.
Well, that's good. I hope you do.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, man, like, I mean, we're here, we're talking about Fork to Fit. A lot of people are just learning about it or growing in their love that they have already for it. Is there anything that you want the community to know about Fork to Fit? Like, what do you want us to know about your brand? Any message you want to send? We got the Valley listening.
I think it's just to really believe that we are there for you, like for the people. And we're trying our best to be there by serving high quality, well portioned macro balanced meals. And we'll continue to try our best to be affordable as we grow. But as a business grows, you have to always like make sure that the business sustains, right, for the future and our mission and what we're trying to accomplish. I think the support is unbelievable right now. I think so many people back us up, and I think just hearing this might change their perspective on what we're trying to do for humanity. So I appreciate all the support that Fort de Fit has gotten from this community. It's been great. So
yeah, I think so
if
too.
anything, thank you.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you've changed all of our perspective on what it is. I mean, I could tell you, I kid you not, most of us have driven by one, you know, it's probably part of our daily drive, but now we're going to look at it and we're going to know, like, you know, what's behind that logo. And we got to take pride in Fort to Fit now, man, because if it's going to be like, if you're going to see one in Kentucky and in Wisconsin, like, we're going to be like, nah, that started here. Like that should become our new Whataburger or something, man. You know, like,
right.
Like that's like it's like the legacy started in McAllen, Texas.
Yeah.
You'll get us on the news for a good reason, man. Like not for, you know how the Valley gets, I mean,
that is so hilarious.
Yeah. You'll get us on the right side of the news, man.
That's so funny.
So I got one more question for you. Last question.
Yes, sir.
We got to pick your brain one more time. I ask all my guests, what do you love about the Rio Grande Valley?
The people. Yeah, the people. It's just they're very, very kind people. And so that's what I love about the Valley. I think we're very like family oriented. So it's very easy to call each other brother here and sister or whatever. But I think the family, or like I really like the people here.
Doesn't get better than that, right?
Yeah, I think
that's at the foundation of everything.
Yeah. I think we're very welcoming, and we care for others a lot here. So I think that's really cool about the Valley.
Nice, man.
Yeah. And
yeah, guys, so Alex Velasco, another name to know here in the Valley, big mission, big dreams, but they're not just dreams, man. You're making them happen. And that's the difference, right? All of us can daydream, but like you're making your vision come to life. So thank you for what you're doing. It truly is a need. Obviously, right? 5 stores in 5 years, there was a huge problem that needed a solution. So thank you for bringing it to us. We're going to try it. My wife is out in the kitchen right now, and she's waiting to go have some. You got Derek taking his notes. So honestly, thanks for being here. We know you're a really busy guy, but that just goes to show that you're really driving, what you're doing, right? So thanks, and also to your business partner. Haven't gotten to meet you, bro, but if you're listening, thank you for what you're doing also. But anyway, brother, thanks for being here, man.
Of course.
We really appreciate that. We can't wait to see what you got, what the future brings for Fort to Fit and what the future brings for our health, because everyone knows that we can all use a little bit of extra love, right, when it comes to getting healthier. Yeah. So thanks, man. Yeah. We'll see you next time. We'll keep in touch, and we all met someone new, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a good day. Thanks for being here, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for spending some time with us today. Don't forget to follow the show on social media for updates on episodes, interactive content, and more opportunities to grow together. We'll see you again next week on your podcast, the Rio Grande Podcast. Stay safe. Take care.